Okay, there's just a couple more things I want to show. A times A inverse. Now, we've talked about the identity matrix. We've talked about inverse matrix. What does that mean? Well, we found the inverse. A inverse is the reciprocal of A to the negative 1 power. Oh, excuse me, I didn't want to just type A inverse. I want to type A times A inverse. There we go. A times A inverse. Ones on the diagonals, 0 everywhere else, maybe with a rounding error. You'll notice that can happen. Don't let this put you off too much. They're just really, really tiny numbers. They have this meaning. It's rounding errors. Okay. A inverse times A times A. That's equal to the identity matrix. 1 down the diagonals, 0 everywhere else. The identity matrix, there's a way you can create it in MATLAB. EYE of 3, a 3 by 3 identity matrix. You can make identity matrices of any size. You can even make them rectangular. If you just put one number here, it becomes a square matrix, a 4 by 4 matrix, or a 3 by 3, or a 5 by 5, or whatever. You can make it 4 by 3, and it will give you a row of zeros, for example. It'll just pad the rest of the matrix with zeros. There's also a matrix called zeros. All zeros. Ones. There's also called magic of, I'll make a 3 by 3 matrix, magic matrix. If you add the rows, they sum to 15 here, they sum to 15 here, they sum to 15 here, up and down they sum to 15. It's what's called magic matrix. They're fun. They're not terribly useful for engineering, but they're kind of fun to get at. Okay, you can go even further, go to higher dimensions and the like with matrices, but I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. We have the instructions. We've seen how to solve things in a few ways. Let's see, A inverse times B. You can do that. You can use REF. You can create your big matrix. In other words, you put the answer column over here and your matrix here, and create a bigger matrix, and then REF, reduced row echelon form. If you've studied in linear algebra, if you have a TI-83, they use REF. Or you can do the B goes into A, or A goes into B, excuse me. You can do it that way too. 3 ways to solve simultaneous equations. Okay, so work on your homework, and I'm going to move on to the next chapter, which is plotting.